1 pound of regular ground beef has a half a cup more fat than a pound of lean ground beef. Why spend your money on fat you drain off anyway, huh? So for more nutrition for your hard-earned dollar, buy the leanest you can find.
The host of our next feature is Dr. Henry Blackburn, a researcher at the University of Minnesota. Dr. Blackburn is an authority on heart disease in cultures all over the world.
That's right. He took us on a tour of this museum and showed us that we can learn a lot about our own space-age health problems from the lifestyles of early humans.
This is the artificial heart, the most advanced medical technology. It's designed to replace failing hearts and to save lives. Modern techniques in cardiology help thousands of heart attack victims to survive, to recover their strength, and to return to active lives. Despite their cost, we're all grateful for these technical advances. Many of us may need them someday. But these rescue operations are much like saving people drowning from the river. They don't really stop people from falling in river upstream. They don't stem the causes of heart attack and stroke. The real key to stopping heart attacks may lie in other rooms of this museum. What do all these artifacts from hunter-gatherer societies have to do with our modern problems of heart attack and stroke? We suspect there are clues to our present problems from the lifestyles of our hunter-gatherer forebears. From them we can learn what must have been the life patterns to which we're basically adapted. The adaptations that led us to survive over the eons as hunter-gatherers. Then we can compare those hunter-gatherer lifestyles to our modern, affluent lifestyle and arrive at a much clearer understanding of modern diseases and possibly how to prevent them. Where do we look for evidence? We look among human fossils and artifacts. We look at other animals. We look at existing hunter-gatherer tribes. And we look at other cultures where people live differently than we. And what do we learn? We learn that our hunter-gatherer ancestors had a much different and more regular cycle of work, rest, and play than ours. We learn that they were surely more physically active than we. And we learn that they certainly had a different eating pattern than ours. We can infer from jaw bones and teeth that the very earliest human ancestors primarily ate plant foods. Their bulky jaws and large teeth processed large amounts of lower-calorie plant foods. The wear marks on these teeth are very smooth, like those of other plant-eating mammals. It was much later that the meat-eating lines appeared in human teeth. This is a fossil leg bone of a Neanderthal man, and the heavy inner architecture of this bone suggests that he was much stronger than even our champion weightlifters today. This is a digging stick, and this is a gathering basket. Such simple tools as our early human ancestors used in gathering the plant foods they mainly ate. Now, these are made of wood and fiber, which did not preserve nearly as well as the fossils of bone and the stone implements used in hunting, perhaps giving us a distorted sense of what early humans ate. This is a typical gathering of plant foods: roots, yams, tubers, nuts, fruits, vegetables, grains. They are low in fats, high in carbohydrate and fiber, high in minerals and vitamins, and in traditional combinations over the ages, quite adequate in protein. Notice there's no salt shaker in this collection. All the salt we need is that small amount found naturally in foods. Of course, eating meat helped our species survive and thrive. Humans tend to eat meat whenever there's the opportunity. But we must remember that there was much less opportunity as hunters and gatherers. Then we feasted on meat only after a successful hunt. And remember, too, that all the meat we ate as hunter-gatherers was wild game. Wild game is extremely lean, about 1 to 2% body carcass dressed out as fat, compared to 15 to 20% among domesticated animals. The physical activity of hunter-gatherers was not only in gaining their subsistence with running and digging and walking, but also in their active games and in their social ritual dancing. This was a part of a rhythm of life which went on down the ages. And then came civilization. Machines took over our work, and spectator activities took over our leisure. But why are these differences between early human lifestyles and our own so important? Are not our bodies well adapted by now to the modern way of life? The fact is they aren't. They couldn't be. Let's say that 60 minutes represents the whole time that the human line has been on this earth. Over 59 minutes, 45 seconds of that, humans hunted, gathered, foraged, and scavenged to survive. For only the last 15 seconds have we engaged in farming, raised animals, carried on trade. For only 5 seconds have we lived in cities and civilization. For only 1 second, industrialization, and only the last bat of an eye have we had automobiles and automation. The human body has not been able to change its fundamental workings in the bat of an eye. So basically, we all remain hunter-gatherers. Our bones and muscles, brains and hearts, our digestion and metabolism, still hunter-gatherers. Yet, we no longer hunter-gather. We provide services, the calories come to us. Machines do our work, they transport us. If we move around at all, it's during our leisure time. Now, on this hunter-gatherer legacy, we have rapidly imposed our modern lifestyle. Abundant calories, rich foods, and sedentary living. These lead in turn to the major risk factors for heart attack, high blood cholesterol and high blood pressure. To these, we have also added tobacco smoking. Naturally, we're not going back to living in caves and wigwams, or gathering roots and berries, or chasing animals for food. But we can take lessons from our hunter-gatherer ancestors and from the soft rhythm of their lives. And we can include the same elements in our lives today: good food, work and rest, song and dance.